Welcome everyone to the Elder Concord. This is our first podcast here. It's going to be Dungeons and Dragons oriented, everything D&D and that sort of stuff. So the first things we're going to be talking about in this episode, we're going to be talking about encounter cards as a DM and how to write your own, distracted players at the table, as well as finding new players for your sessions and such. So we'll go ahead and start it off with finding new players. How do you find players? You just got your campaign done, or you're wanting to jump into a module and you need people to play, and you're just ready to go. You have all your notes, everything is planned out. So I would say the first thing to do is to find family or friends that would want to play. People that are closest to you would be the easiest thing. So if you have any friends that are interested in D&D, or they play Magic the Gathering, anything of that sort, they enjoy watching Lord of the Rings, I'm sure they would be very much interested in playing some D&D. If you can't really find anyone in your circle, of course, you're going to have to go out. So you're going to be looking at meetup.com to see if any DMs or players have posted on there. You could go on Facebook, which is probably one of your best bets, is to go on Facebook or another social media site. Twitter doesn't really have groups or anything like that, but Facebook you can find, people that are going to your local hobby shops for, Magic the Gathering on Friday nights, or there could be a D&D group, locally or in the town over that you could try to join up and say, hey, I'm looking for people to join this campaign. And I'm sure, a lot of people will hit you up on that because, I think personally, a lot more people like to play D&D than they do DMing. But DMing is an art in itself. So, but if you can't find anyone on Facebook, you can always branch out to the interwebs, the internet. Go to find people on Roll20. There's people that play purely on Discord, voice only. They don't use any maps. It's all theater of the mind. But I'm sure you could go onto Discord, try to find some groups. Roll20. There's always people, DMs and players alike, that are looking to join up and play games. So if you can't find players, don't worry. You will find players. There's always going to be players out there that are wanting to play, wanting to get into D&D. No matter if they're veterans, if they're new, you will definitely find players. So next up, we're going to talk about encounter cards as a DM. Now you can go out and buy encounter cards. Some of the expansions for 5th edition have encounter card-esque type things where you roll a dice and and something happens. So if your players go off the beaten path, and you're not, railroading them too hard, they go off the beaten path and you have nothing written for that area, you can use encounter cards to fill that space, keep the session running smoothly, to keep the table running smoothly, instead of just standing there behind your DM screen, going, I don't have anything for this area, I don't know what to tell you. Well, that's where encounter cards come in. You can either roll, from the D&D books that have been, published and stuff. You can roll, I rolled a 14, a couple of bandits come out and try to attack you. What I like to do is I have 3 different colored 3x5 cards. Now each one is going to be the core element of D&D, which is social interaction, combat, and exploration. So I have a little stack of orange 3x5 cards, those are for combat, stack of white ones, those are for exploration, etc. So anytime, I could either decide to just pull whatever I want, depending on the situation, or I could have them roll for it, roll a d6 to see what card you get. They get a encounter card, so, they meet, a guy that was hauling, shipping goods, and, his wheels came off, or his horse died, or something like that. But encounter cards are a good way to kind of fill that area, to fill the void, to keep the session running smoothly, so you're not just stuck behind your DM screen scrambling, trying to remember some recycled content that you've done before to try to, to hurry up and to put in place. But the thing is about theater as well is the players won't know if you mess up. If you act like everything is fine, that's what they're going to perceive. Nothing is out of the normal. This was all planned. So as long as you show that, you know what you're doing, and, everything is going according to plan, even though it might be just disastrous behind that DM screen, then everything's fine. And lastly, we're going to talk about distracted players. Now, the thing with distracted players is, there's some mild cases of distracted players. They may get a phone call and say, hey, I need to leave the table real quick, or they might get a text, That's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. You know, real life happens. But what I'm talking about is people that are constantly on their phones. My brother is the worst about this. As soon as his turn ends, he'll bring his phone right back up to his face. You know, he's on Facebook, texting, you know, tweeting different stuff like that. And then it gets to his turn, he puts the phone down and says, okay, so what's going on? You know, it's terrible as a DM to try to catch this guy up. Like, are you serious? You know, pay attention, please. I mean, and the players as well, you know, the players are just sitting there like, you know, can you not play the game? You know, it hurts not only the DM but the players too, and it kind of just shows that, you know, you don't care to be there. Like, you went to play, you know, a D&D session, one shot or whatever, and the entire time you're on your phone. So a lot of people that I've seen, you know, they'll put comments like, you know, give that player a disadvantage, that, you know, that player skips his combat phase. They even act in game of their, you know, their player in game was distracted, so they lose their turn, things of that sort. So if you're a player and you're always on your phone, you know, take a break, be engaged with what's going on. You went over there to hang out, have a good time, play some D&D, not be on your phone the entire time. Because then the game has to stop, the players have to catch you up on what's going on, the DM has to catch you up on what's going on, and then you're spending the next 5-10 minutes looking through the player's handbook, you know, trying to figure out what spells you want to cast or what do you want to do for the situation because you weren't paying attention, because you weren't ready for when it was your turn. So that's it for me in this video, guys. Wanted to make just a short one here, just a you know, just want to start this off. So I'm hoping to keep doing this stuff and also improving, you know, the microphone quality and things of that sort. So, but you guys have a great day, great night wherever you are, and I will see you guys later.